Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Reviewing Comics with me, Alex Turbin. This week we're going to be doing The Tale of One Bad Rat, number one by Bryan Talbot. But before that, I want to introduce you to some of my own artwork that helps support the channel if you are interested in it. I do a comic book called Random Access every month for my patrons on patreon.com / Alexander Turbin. And it's a 12 page, full size, full color comic book that, like I said, I send out to my patrons every month. And it's only $2. So if you would like to check that out, here's the newest issue, issue 12, guest starring Soria by Mechi. And it always has some interesting things in it. I also do Mutandis, and you can get this stuff at alexanderturbin.com. And I always have some Mutandis, random access, or other artwork that I've done over the years. If you like this content, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell, and also letting me know what you think of the comics in the chat. So, The Tale of One Bad Rat um, is really it's a wonderful book, and Bryan Talbot is a wonderful, beautiful creator, um, and I kind of think it's underrated. Um, I'm sure that a lot of people have heard of it, and a lot of people love it, and it's probably gotten awards and stuff. But yet, it still is underrated, as far as I'm concerned. It should have everybody that has a copy of Watchmen or Dark Knight or any of the other great comic books that are ever made should have The Tale of One Bad Rat. It's just simply a beautifully written and a beautifully made comic. Um, it's about a kid, a girl who has had a sordid past, and I believe she was sexually abused, although it doesn't say that in the first issue. And she runs away. She lives in England, and she runs away to London, and becomes a street rat and homeless girl. And it's kind of about her adventures, learning how to survive on the streets of London. And so it's written, drawn, colored, and everything by Bryan Talbot. And the only thing he doesn't do is the letters. I mean, the line work is exquisite, and the colors are beautiful. Um, it's it's really almost a perfect comic book. The emotions that everybody has, they're wonderful. There's only a couple things that I would say read a little bit harsh. Not harsh, but it's a little bit off. I had to reread a couple sequences. Whenever you have to reread something, I feel like that's a mistake on the creator's part. But as I've said before in other reviews I've done, that you can either talk down to your audience or you can talk up to your audience. And he definitely talks up to his audience in a lot of these sequences. And I really think that sometimes if you do that, you can get lost. And that happened to me a couple of times. It's usually in a flashback sequence or a sequence that's made up in her head. There's a lot of scenes where she thinks about something, like this scene here, where she is kind of daydreaming about um, killing herself, suicide by train, and but she doesn't do it. She's just thinking about it, and the transition is a little rough. It's not rough as in bad. It's just I wish there was some way to indicate that that's a fantasy of hers um, and not something that she really did. I mean, it's quick, and then it goes right back to where she was. So you realize that it's some sort of fantasy sequence. So it doesn't break too much. Um, but it happens again later on, and only this time um, she's talking to somebody, and what happens? Let me see. Oh yeah, she's going to meet a bunch of homeless people, and she transports herself in this vision back into would it be World War II? There's blimps and there's searchlights and stuff, and an explosion, and it's just really kind of jolting. And I don't know. I don't know how you would do it better. It's great the way it is. I'm just nitpicking and being stupid, I guess. Um, I really love the colors and I really love the line work in this, and the story is beautiful. Um, it brings to mind um, of comic books and the medium and what it is. I know a lot of artists that do different types of things, from um, weird sex stuff to kooky creatures to superheroes to, you know, all kinds of different things. Different things. So comic books as a medium, or comics as a medium, you can really do anything. Uh, I kind of just wish that everybody would do everything, though. That you wouldn't, me included, get kind of stuck a genre or a one way of thinking, a one way of doing things in comics. I mean, there's so much still, even after all of these years, that comics can be explored and changed and innovated, and you know, it just kind of shows that this comic, I believe in particular, shows that you don't have to do superheroes, you don't have to do fantasy. You can do a story of a runaway who was sexually abused, and she's just trying to make her way through life, where everybody she sees as a predator. And unfortunately, usually that's how life is. It's there's a lot of predators, and she's trying to stay away from them. And she emotionally blocks herself off, like anybody should. Anybody could, and anybody would. Um, you have something tragic happen to you, that often happens. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's just like I said, it's a testament to the art form. Um, the dialogue is fantastic. As an American, I have always had a hard time reading English writing. Hard time as in deciphering it before, as I see it on the page, and deciphering it into my brain, um, because it has different dialogues, different dialects, different accents, and you just try to decipher it as best you can. Maybe that's some of the issues that I have with the different things that happen. Like she imagines herself jumping off this bridge and falling into the water, but she really doesn't. Um, Maybe uh, a different way of seeing it from the English or British points of view. Um, but anyway, it's a beautiful book, and I highly recommend it. It's a 10 out of 10. Um, And I mean, I have the other issues. I just wanted to focus on the issue number one. I don't know if he uses models. It kind of looks a little bit like he does for this guy. Maybe this guy was a real person, and there's nothing wrong with that. Using models. Some of the greatest artists in the world have used models. Frank Frazetta, I know, used models. Um, I love the colors here. Um, So yeah, I mean, it's a great testament to what comic books can be, and it makes me feel great to be part of a an art form that has some such depth and things that could be done with it. Uh, um, so yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10. If you see it anywhere, you should pick it up. And thanks for watching, and have a good one. And I'll talk to you later.